We live. Give y'all a chance to get on in here. Apologize for the tardiness. Y'all a little closer to us so y'all can see us. Sir. Real Sports Fan Podcast. We are back for another session, another Monday. First Monday in June. And got Cuzzo in the house.
It is June.
Yeah, June, man. That's crazy. Yeah, it's June.
That's
been in
wild.
quarantine for 3 months.
Good.
Yeah, June. Got Cuzzo here, man. What's good?
We
Good
back.
to see you. Good to
What's
see
up,
you.
bro?
We here. We still practicing social distancing. We gonna get into a little bit of everything today. Obviously, there's been a lot going on in the world with still the police brutality and killing of George Floyd. And, it's been all over even the sports world has been talking about it, So we're gonna get into a lot of good stuff today. It's good to have Cuz here. I had to hit him up. It's been a minute.
Been a long time.
He's a regular. You know what I'm saying?
Long time.
So we definitely got to get him back on, and this won't be the last for sure. Not at all. But first and foremost, man, how's everything?
Everything is good, man.
Man.
Can't complain, man. Other than I hope the gym open back up.
Yeah. I think everybody.
Damn weight, man. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. I mess with Skinner. He got the Peloton.
Yeah, he got a little bike in his house.
Everybody got the bike. Everybody got the Peloton. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Skinner. You know what I'm saying?
What up, bro?
I always tell him. I said, weight wise, it's one thing to do push ups and lifts and stuff like that, but I'm with you that weight. You know what I mean? And I'm not real keen on jogging. I'll jog if I had to. I really hate jogging. Bella's got the bike now, so I get out there and walk with her and jog when I got to. But that's good, man. So good to hear your kids good.
Yes.
You say you get some sleep.
Yes,
so that's good, man. Shout out to the twins. How many months are they now?
6.
6 months. That's
Six,
what's up. 6
man.
months,
It's crazy.
man. Time is moving. I feel like I was just at the baby shower.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
I was just at the baby shower. But you know what I'm saying?
That is 6 months. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. So it go fast, and then like I said with COVID and everything like that going on. But man, appreciate you coming.
No doubt. Thanks for
Coming through. We here live. I apologize about the tardiness. Please share the live comment. Sharks that got us late. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get in. You know what I'm saying? We waiting on Sharky. Sharky, he'll be on here. So if you see Sharky, tell me he had us late. But anyway, we here, so we appreciate another opportunity to be live at the BAM Center. Shout out to Derek Daly, Kendrick Daly, and everybody that's responsible for this wonderful building here that is black owned. It's an awesome thing.
It's a beautiful building. It's my first time in here. So.
Beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but we appreciate it. We're gonna go ahead and get into things. First and foremost, obviously, again with the death of George Floyd, police brutality. So much has went on. Obviously, that happened in Minnesota, and then you see the protests all over the world. Even in where we're at in Eastern Maryland. We had a protest, which was great.
That was beautiful. That was very beautiful.
It was a beautiful thing just to see everybody coming together for one mission, and that's what it's all about. So I'm gonna turn over to Brice as far as your thoughts just on everything that's happened from the death of George Floyd to
the murder.
Thank you. The murder of George Floyd, and then going into anything else you want to touch on? Because it's been a lot of different things that's happened because of that.
And it's crazy because when did he pass? Like when did the video surface?
Last Monday, I think is when I seen it, or last Saturday.
Because I know
Saturday, Sunday. Last Monday. It was last Memorial Day. Last Monday, right? Yeah, it was like last Monday I seen it for the first time.
Because I was just scrolling through Instagram, and because I had just woken up from a nap because y'all work nights, and I saw I saw it on somebody's Instagram post.
That's why I seen
it
too. Yeah.
You had to because it said sensitive content. So I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So I looked at it and I saw I had to watch it on mute. I didn't want to hear it. But then I did eventually, hear it, and I got sick to my stomach.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like this is. Yeah. And I work security. I'm a security officer at the hospital, and we deal with all kinds of people and EP patients and stuff like that. And I've seen that move before, but not on someone's neck.
That's on someone's neck.
You do it to control the subject.
Someone that you need to control.
Yeah, you don't.
He didn't need control. He didn't need control.
And from the view, you only saw him. But then you seen
that's a great
other angles. It was 4 of them on one person, and I'm like, that's just too much. And and plus he was already
he was
in
handcuffs. He was already in handcuffs.
He was already in handcuffs. The man, like, his knee was on his neck. Like, I don't like it don't sit right.
It don't sit right.
It was very sad. Like, it really made me sick to my stomach. I only watched it one time. I couldn't watch it.
Me too. I watched it once. Yeah, I watched it one time. And you made a good point about the other video that came out, because it was enough just for the one officer to be on his neck. But then, like I say, you see the other angle,
and he's uncomfortable, and
you see the other officer.
And I always hate when people are under arrest and the cop's like, stop resisting. I don't think me or you could help resisting if someone's on all of our limbs. Like, it's hard to be comfortable. Come on, it's hard to sit still, and obviously it's hard to breathe. Like, he's on that man's neck. And what's funny is we get patients in there all the time who always say, I can't breathe. But then nurses always be like, well, how come you're talking then? You're talking so you can breathe. So I think they didn't take it serious enough to the point where it was like, all right, well, he's still talking, he's still wiggling, he's still moving. He obviously can breathe. He's just saying that so we can get off him. And it's very unfortunate. It's a sad situation all the way around.
Because in 2014, you heard Eric Garner the same thing. I mean, so
and that was an illegal choke.
Yeah, it's illegal. Yeah, that was illegal. Yeah, so he already had that incident where someone couldn't breathe, and like you said, the man is down. The man can't do anything.
Can't do anything.
So what's the point of someone? And then if you listen to the bystanders that were there, it's really one woman that really kept ringing. It was a white lady who, if I'm not mistaken, she was a volunteer EMT, and she wanted to go check his pulse. She kept saying, "Check his pulse, get up." And they kept asking, "Are you an EMT?" Yeah, I am EMT. But it shouldn't matter who I am. I'm telling you to get up off the man. It was a black guy. Same thing. He said, like why are you doing this? He told the officer. He said, "You gonna have nightmares about this." He said, you wrong. So it's sad. And then obviously it's just ongoing from what we've seen in Georgia with the young man jogging. He can't even jog. And no lie, man. I used to tell my wife all the time, it was 2 reasons, you've been in my neighborhood, 2 reasons even in my neighborhood that I wouldn't want to jog. 1, because of a dog. Alright? 2, because seriously, I don't know if it's a predominantly white neighborhood, I don't know if someone like, it might be early in the morning, 6, 7 in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Like, does he live here? That's why all the time, you see out front of my house all the time.
And you see videos of people getting checked, or black people getting checked at their place of residence because you got white neighbors who think like, okay, do you live here?
Did you see the video with the guy when they was at the gym and there was some black guys?
I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see that.
That was crazy.
I didn't see that.
He trying to tell, I need to see your access. You can't even get in the gym without access in here. So what are you talking about? You ain't gotta see nothing. Where do you live at? What floor are you on? You ain't got none of that.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Gotta jump through extra loopholes just to prove to people like, all right, we do live here. We're supposed to be here. We are allowed here.
Yep.
It's just the time that we like. How you this ignorant in 2020? I don't understand that. Like, how you still doing this shit? I don't know. Like, how are we still doing this? Yeah. But like, it's like with everything going around, y'all still choose to do this. Yep. Y'all still choose to think this way. Like, I just don't understand that. I don't understand it at all.
And then all that over, he was killed over what, $20? He wasn't killed. He didn't have a weapon. He didn't have anything like that. I seen the video of a white guy who had, I think it was a machete or something like that. He was trying to cut the police. You think he got shot? Nah. They even had, I think, those fake rubber bullets in there for him to take him. So it's crazy. It's a crazy time. And during this time, you're also really seeing who's for you and who's against you. You're really seeing who's your friends, who's your associates, who's still discriminating, who's still racist, and who's not. You really are. So let me ask you, Brice, about the protesting and slash riots. How do you feel about how that's been handled?
Protests, I have no problem with the protests. Mm-hmm. As long as people are cool, that's fine. But I also understand why there is riots. Mm-hmm. I also understand why there is looting. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't. No, like black people as a whole are tired.
Yeah.
And it's only so much
you
can take as a human being, and you got people easily saying, well, they shouldn't be doing this, they shouldn't be looting, they're acting like animals, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, until they understand what it's like to be black in America, they'll never understand. But at the same time, we still got to try to educate these, white people why things are a certain way.
Yep.
And if they don't want to understand that, let them be ignorant. They don't want to learn anything.
Yep. Some people don't want to learn. They want. It is what it is with them, and some of these things.
And it's cool. And it's cool. Like right. You can like I said in my live the other night. I said I'll respect the racists even more if they come out and blatantly just say it.
I see.
Don't dap me up. Don't like my picks. Like don't do it. Like I'd rather you just say I don't like black people, or I don't like this type of certain demographic. I don't like this. I don't like that. That's fine with me.
And that's a great point, and that's why I say that you're really finding out things, because I didn't get to see all your live. I seen a little piece of it. I always laugh because yours in the dark on your live.
Because I'll be in the truck.
I know.
I'll be in my work truck.
It's always funny, but I caught a little bit of that, and then also about just some of the Facebook posts, especially Saturday, because Saturday was the protest here, right? Yeah. I mean, you just really finding out, people, and the way to get to some of these people is to hurt them in their pockets. Is to not support, whether it's lawn care, whether it's a mom and pop store,
any kind of business,
any kind of business. That's
And I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the dude who said that if they get in his way, they're gonna run him over, and you got the EMT saying the same thing, and it's like, bro. And then you got to cop and please when you bring it to their front door, like, oh, I didn't know that this was going on. I didn't know.
Come on now,
like
stop it. You gotta be living under a rock.
Stop it.
If you ain't turn on TV, and you know what's going on. And you made a good point also, is that now the focus has kind of shifted, not from what happened to George Floyd, but now more people are talking about the riot.
The focus is going from George to the looting,
right,
the rioting,
and they have to understand. You have to go back to, even Dr. King had said way back then, a riot is a language of the unheard. So just like you said, if for so long we haven't been heard, and even Dr. Michael Eric Dyson was on saying, hey, I'm a minister, at the Baptist church. I don't want to see that type of stuff, but I understand. I understand.
As long as people
why
they understand why.
Right, that's the why. Right.
Then they wouldn't care about targeting, Target, the looting, the the stealing, and the other stuff like that. It's just
because guess what? We tried to do equality. Colin Kaepernick. that was the whole point.
And now you got people saying, "Oh, now I don't."
Now you understand. That's the whole point. It was never about the
flag. I'll take that.
It was never disrespectful. I'll take that too. And I agree. If they go back and say, "Now I understand," that we need to applaud them, and we need to say thank you.
I'll take that.
Not the inner ones that still like, I still understand. But he took a knee. He was standing for that. He was standing for that. So. It's a time we live in, but to be honest, and this is me personally, I'm not surprised by any of them. I'm not surprised by anything right now that's currently going on. Even though we're in 2020, because it's just the world is just crazy, and it starts at the top. It starts with the president. So that's why I hope y'all filled your ballots out and did all that stuff, because that's where it starts. Get that man out of the White House. And to get someone in there that's definitely a lot better than him, and someone that's meaningful. So it starts there. He had this tweet that I think Twitter, he ended up having to take that off. About the ride. Yeah, but the same people, but he didn't say the same thing when there were white people that were
Talk about it. In Subway, with AKs, ARs, rocket launchers, all that. On protesting.
Because of COVID.
How you going pandemic? How you protesting a pandemic, bro? How can you protest a pandemic?
Yeah.
I ain't never seen no shit like that, man.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They get mad over something like
because
that.
Because they can't get a haircut.
Yeah, over a haircut.
They can't get a haircut.
We're talking about somebody's life.
Shit,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? So that's why I say that there's a double standard. You know, and even with him, you know, he don't call them thugs.
You got people you know on the state steps, strapped up, like they going to war, threatening, like, open the state back up. Open the state back up. Like, oh my God. I laugh. Yeah. I genuinely gotta laugh, man, because it's just like, why are you protesting a pandemic? Like, this lockdown should protect us.
Yeah.
And people, I guess, because the symptoms, and you can't, you know, generally see the symptoms, and you know it takes time, but it's like people don't care. Like they'll risk their lives to go out to a bar, to go out to a party. I'm like, fuck all that. Like, I got kids. First of all, I got kids. I'm living for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna risk my life just because I'm bored in the house or I miss outside.
Sit your mind in the house.
Sit your ass down.
Like, it's sit in the house, man.
Straight up.
But like you said, it's a double standard with that. So, but
I don't get it, man.
It's a lot, and obviously there'll be more said, and obviously we could go on and on about it. But make your voice be heard. You know, do something. Like you said, vote. You know, and even if you just start now, don't worry about what you didn't do. You know. Last year or the year before, whatever you can try to do to help change now, no matter the color, and you know, do it. You know, if anybody know me, y'all know I come from a very both of us actually, we were cousins, but very diverse family. You know what I mean? So it's all about coming together. You know, in times like this, it's all about all colors, all nationalities, all that good stuff.
And
you know?
It's like people when Black Lives Matter, when everything started with that, you had, I guess some white people felt left out. They felt left out. They wanted, well, what are all lives? Yeah. All lives matter. Well, if all lives matter, how come you don't give a damn about when we get murdered?
Yeah. And that's why, and that's what I hate. I'm glad you brought that up, because I meant to bring that up too. All Black Lives Matter does not mean that their lives.
It's
don't
like we're anti-white.
Or we're anti-white.
We're not anti-white.
That's not what it is.
I
because
know.
The thing about it is our lives haven't mattered. Our lives still haven't mattered. So that's what Black Lives means. Black Lives Matters means. So then, like, say you have people talking about all lives. We know all lives, but we're saying, what about us? You know? So then you see that, you're like, well, why are y'all saying that? Y'all need to be saying all lives.
It's like they always feeling left out.
Yeah,
they feel left out. They want to feel oppressed. Like, I've seen so many posts talking about, well, what about this happening?
Yeah,
what about this incident
that
happened?
Yeah,
what about this man who got killed? What about this? What about that? It's like, bro, like,
you can go over generations, hundreds of years, what Black people have been going through, what Black people have been trying to do, and the white people were riding way before us anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, way before us.
Yeah.
You know, so
talk about it.
You know, but we can go on and on. Shout out to everybody that's watching right now. I see Boot on here, LT, Preston. Going on, Donio, Big Sam.
What up, fellas?
I appreciate y'all listening, man. So we want to talk just a little bit about that. Then we can have go on and on
this
about
could be
that.
like hours long.
And I know at some point, actually, you know, with the big homie Donio, I'm sure it'll be some sort of format, you know, where we're all be able to get together. I know. Shout out Andres Runner. He's working on something, and all of us getting together, some sort of format, and just talking. And shout out SB. If you haven't heard this podcast, he had a great segment with him and Bet, another gentleman. Excuse me, I can't remember his name, but they were all just talking very good. It's something that you need to hear. Bell's Corner Podcast on Spotify. Bell's Corner Podcast on Spotify. Tag SB, they'll get information, but you gotta go check that out. But they got into all the particulars of it and a lot of depth. It was real good. It was real good. Go check that out. So this segue in. And going to celebrate my guy here. I was telling Brice, you know, when we got in here, that, you know, what I try to do is obviously talk about what's going on in the world, talk about sports, but also celebrate people that I know, you know, and what they did. And this guy's one of them. He's younger than me. but he made a name for himself early, and I'm gonna tell him when. He don't even remember the story. I'm gonna tell him as we get on. But my grandma always say, especially with everything going on in the world right now, is that make sure people smell the flowers while they can. While they're still here. So it's a chance that you come over here. I'm gonna celebrate you. I'm gonna celebrate your accomplishment. I'm gonna celebrate what you do. That's just what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost with this guy, what's up, Dio? First and foremost, talk a little bit about growing up and your love of sports. Like, where did your love of sports come from? The reason I'm saying it like that is because you weren't a one sport athlete, a two sport. You were a three sport athlete, and my probably was another sport you probably played, but maybe you just didn't play long. But just talk about your love of sports. Growing up. Where
it all started in '92. I'll never forget this. It all started in '92. I watched the Michael Jordan VHS Come Fly With Me.
Come on, man.
My mom got it. She put it in, and I immediately was like, what the fuck is this? Like, this looks amazing. Who is this man?
Yeah.
Like, he just looked like a god. And I was only 2. But I vividly remember going to daycare, coming home from daycare midday, putting that tape in and watching it all day. And I wish my mom was on here. She could vouch. Like, I broke that tape. I broke the tape, but I still have it though. It's at my folks' crib. I got every single Jordan tape, but my love of sports came from him. My love of sports came from him. So that was basketball. Baseball, I accidentally just stumbled upon it because a neighbor of mine, Dan McDermott, who me and his son are best friends. We grew up together. He was coaching a minor league team, and he told me to come out, and I'm like, all right. So I went out there to the practices, and he was like, grab a bat, put a helmet on. I'm like, okay.
That's what I do with this.
So, and mind you, this is when the country school had the batting cage. They had a backstop behind my house.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's where the practices was. So I went out there, and he told me to put, basically grab a bat, put a helmet on. I'm gonna throw you the ball. I want you to hit it. And sure enough, I hit it. And I was like, oh, I like this.
One time it was a wrap.
I like this. So then that's when I was like, oh, this is I love baseball. I love this. So then I started playing since I was 6 with baseball. Football I didn't pick up late until I was like 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was a late bloomer because my coach Mike, rest in peace, he was my travel ball coach. He was a coach for his football team. And he was like, yo, I want you to play. I'm like, all right. So I was like, well, I want to be a quarterback because I love Mike Vick. Mike Vick's my favorite NFL player of all time. He was like, no, I'll put you at running back. I'm like, all right. So I went play running back. Had like, I don't know how many yards I had. It was crazy. But then I stopped for a year, and then I came back. I played my senior year. I only played high school football my senior year. And I was all state, honorable mention, and I missed 3 games. And then I was like, damn, I really wish I would have played, all 4 years. Yeah. But it is what it is. I picked it up later in life, and I tried to give it another shot with the NFL. Had the regional combine, didn't get the call back. Then I ended up breaking my hand, and then I just never stepped on a football field again.
And that's and you tell you've been on the show because he segued in all my notes and stuff on top of it. Because I was gonna go to that later, but we can go to it now. The football part. Now I didn't know though that you only played 1 year. Now I looked up. Yeah, you were first team all Bayside football. Wide receiver, you and BJ Thomas. Y'all killed. And y'all quarterback at the time. Did he set a record?
Scott.
For yards that year?
I think so.
Compared to, I think he over 2,000 or something.
All I know is on the 4th game he was over 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
That's why
I love that he said
as many great quarterbacks came through Easton. I think Scott's the best.
Yeah,
because I played with him.
He's up there.
I played with him. Like I seen this man put in amazing work.
Yeah.
Like I said, he had 1,000 yards in 4 games. Yeah. In 4 games, he had 1,000 yards. Yeah. Like, you know how hard that is?
Yeah, he threw for over 2, and they said that it was like the most thrown in like maybe 20, 30 years. It was something crazy.
He put up numbers.
Yeah,
he put up numbers, man.
Yeah,
he always talk about other quarterbacks. I'm like, look, I seen Scott.
Yeah.
I worked out with him. Like, we put in work together. Like,
you and BJ was killing. I seen the numbers that BJ put up. He put up some historic.
You know what's crazy? I scored in every game. I scored in every game, and I didn't get 1,000 yards receiving.
I seen that. Yeah.
It was, man, that 016 was crazy, yo. That 016 we was deep too.
And did you also play like kick return or
I
something
played,
like that?
I was kick return.
Because I was seeing it against Ken Island. I was reading a game against Ken Island that year.
Took it back.
You took it back 90. You took it back. You took it. They had scored. They had scored. Yeah, they had scored. You got it. Took it back 90, and then that was all she wrote there. And then that year, you're right. Y'all record was good because that was the best start Easton had had since 2001.
We was 9-3.
Yeah.
We was not. Actually,
y'all started
6-3.
Yeah, 6-3. Y'all started. What did y'all start with? 5-1, maybe something like that.
5-1. We lost to North Carolina. They smoked us. AJ Moore, if you want her.
You always say yourself. You always say like, yeah. AJ was tough.
The Ken Island game that you were talking about, they had it was a matchup between me and a fellow other wide receiver I know. I play baseball with him, named Danny Abdallah. And they was basically comparing us like, oh, well, is Danny Abdallah going to shut Brice down and stuff like that? I'm like, all right.
Let's see.
So they kicked it off to me. I just took it 90.
Took it 90.
That's it, 90.
That's dope. Now, if I going off the football for a second, if I came to you or someone came to you that you grew up with, that you played baseball with, and they said Pedro, what would Pedro mean to this? Yo, Pedro.
You
I did my research. I did my research, yo.
Oh, man.
I did my research. Yeah, you heard that in a while, hey.
Man.
So Pedro Martinez was your favorite player growing up? And that's how you pitched the ball, like Pedro?
It's crazy because actually Roger Clemens was my favorite pitcher at the time.
Rocket.
So, but in Little League, I was just
throwing no hitters.
Just no hitters.
Throwing no hitters, man. You threw a couple of them joints, yeah.
I got the game balls, but the nickname came from my other baseball coach named Donnie Foster. He was like, Pedro, man, you feel like Pedro Martinez. And at the time, I was like, who the heck is Pedro? Because I was straight Yankee.
Yeah.
So I was like, Pedro. So then I went home. I was like, you know what? I seen the highlights. I'm like, Pedro. Nice.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah.
Dude, he had this one. He had the short hair.
Yeah.
He's kind of dope. Yo. So that's when I was like, all right, I'm gonna try to hold my pitching game after him. But I love Pedro.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, I read that. And I seen, like you said, the many no hitters, the many hits and home runs and all that stuff, man. Me and Brice were talking about before we went live. But one thing that we don't do around here now is that when you was in Little League and stuff back then, man, you was in the paper. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You did your thing. Like, they always had the Clippers in there. I remember I used to go watch LT and Lil Mike Blake. I always call him Lil Mike. Mike Blake. Mike Bell. You know, they used to play on Coldwell Banker. I remember we used to always go check them out while they were Richard. So I remember seeing all those games. Yeah, it used to be in the paper then. You know, they don't do it like that.
Time is different because I don't know where the shift went, but it's like after my age group left, it just like completely just fell off. You don't hear about the papers. You don't hear about the states. District 6 was like the in order for you to go to state, you had to win District 6. So we won District 6 3 times in the 4 years that I was playing All-Star.
Yeah, you know what? I did read about one of those.
Then we ended up winning states in 2001. But the times have changed because back in the day, like you said, our games, every single game was in the paper.
Yeah, they was in the paper.
And we would generally read the paper and, like, all right, check the standings. Check who did this, who did that, who did this, who did that. And it's the times are just different now. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different.
But I love it, though. We had, like, I remember when we was in All-Stars in 2001, right before states, the whole northeast part was filled with cars. This is before 9 o'clock.
That's dope.
This was before 9 o'clock. People would come out there early, just watch us do bat practice.
Yeah, they stand behind you. That's one thing about this community, this area, man. They'll stick behind you, with positive things. I mean, again, we seen that Saturday, with the protest for the most. That there was a lot of support out there. It wasn't just black people.
It was whites, man, and it's beautiful, and it's like,
beautiful thing, man.
How do you see that and still have a change?
And still hate,
I just don't understand, man. Like, why can't we just come together when stuff like this happens Like, you claim you got black friends. You okay, well then support us. Support this. If you don't understand, research. Google is free. The library is free.
Take a stand and say something. Say something. Get on the side.
Use your. I wouldn't say. Use your privilege to.
Especially nowadays with social media and stuff like that. Like back then, like they didn't have that years ago.
Exactly. So and then when you do see people, when you do see famous people post about what's going on today, you still got the ignorant comments saying,
"Shut up and dribble." That's the whole story.
What about black on black crime? I hate that shit,
bro. And
I hate
that. But that right there, I seen that Saturday, and bro, it pissed me off. It was a young lady. On Saturday, it was a young lady. And she got into it, and that's the one thing that she said. What about the black on black crime? Hold up, hey, you don't speak about that. Like you don't have that. Like you don't do that. You don't do that. So that's how it is. But that's part of deflecting. They're deflecting what the real issue is with police brutality and with racism and things like that.
Like you can like people like this cop on today. They said that George Floyd died of asphyxiation, meaning he was choked to death.
That's what that means.
How can you still support? Not how can you support that? I don't understand how you can support that. Saying, oh well, he did this. It's always a justification. That man was choked out on the street, calling for his dead mom. Like you know how that video made me uncomfortable.
He's a real good friend of Steve Jackson. Steve Jackson interviewed today.
That's who I saw.
He's actually still in Minnesota. I don't know if anybody seen him, Crawford Town. They all are right down there with everybody. So it was good to see, man. And he said that they're doing a lot of great things, and trying to turn this thing around. But it's going to take everybody. And it's going to can't just sit and watch, But like Brice said, just educate yourself.
Educate yourself. It's not cool to be ignorant.
Like, it's not. But I seen that same thing too. And get back to baseball one second. So you did you play baseball in high school though?
Yeah. You did. I played 2 years in high school, but I played travel baseball for the AAU. My travel baseball team, which was AAU team, but we was called the Chesapeake Cardinals. We started that when I was 14, so I played for 14 until I was 17. So I don't know why I didn't play high school baseball from freshman year, sophomore year to. I guess because I was playing. I was also playing travel ball as well. But I genuinely enjoyed travel ball more than I enjoyed high school ball because my 11th grade year, I didn't play. I sat the bench, and I was really thinking about quitting and going to St. Michael's because Brian Femi wanted me to come there.
Wow.
He wanted me to come there. So he wanted me to. When I was young, I used to go to camps.
Oh, okay.
He wanted me to come to St. Michael's.
A lot of guys went there to play.
So when I sat out, I was like, yo, because I had my travel ball coaches. I played with their sons. They on the team too, and they're like, yo, why is Ryan not playing? And I heard through the grapevine like, oh, well, Wally Knox, he's racist, he's there, he don't play black players and something like that. And I genuinely believe that. And I'm like, there's no way that I'm sitting the bench and I'm better than everybody on here. I'm sorry, but I'm.
No, I've heard that. You ain't the only one that said that. I've heard that many times.
And that's true. And I told my parents, I said, if he's the coach next year, I'm not going. I'm going to Saints. I'm going to Saints with Brian Femi.
Well, we glad you go to Saints, but I definitely see what you mean as far as baseball goes. So a lot of guys had to go to Saints because of not playing these and so.
But I played my junior and senior year, and my senior year I showed up.
That's what's up.
I showed up.
I see some other people that jumped on. Daz, what's good? And Daz, I'm ready to call you out in a minute, so don't go nowhere. You was talking about Brice on the last podcast. You see Daz podcast?
Nah, he was talking about the boy. Oh, what you say, Daz?
We're transition to basketball.
Hold up.
We want to talk about y'all team, y'all high school team. Daz had an opinion on the high school team, but it was real good with that. Daz, we're gonna get you back. I'm still waiting on you to get on there too. Basketball. You talked about going home and watching the MJ tapes and different things like that. What I remember, and Gary, I know Gary not on here. What's up, Mom? I know Gary not on here, but he'll be on here at some point. But I never forget, and I don't know if you probably remember, but our 12th grade year, and obviously, you know, high school, we you know, pumped up and couldn't wait to practice, play, all that good stuff, you know, and you know,
good ass time.
But we always, and I give Gary credit, because Gary's the first one to say it. Gary's like, yo, you gotta come check the middle school games out.
Yeah.
Cat Ron, Brice said, Ron, Brice. My cousin, Ron, Brice. You talk about Ron, Brice. But then I had to go ask Aunt Chris, like, Ron, Brice. You know, she explained this. I said, oh, okay. So then I definitely had to go. So y'all had the middle school games, yo.
Oh my,
they used to take, yo, them joints was loud.
They was lit.
Them joints was jumping, yo.
Go on both sides, they was lit, yo.
Yo, them joints was
lit.
We didn't have that. We didn't have that.
The IBL games was lit, man.
So again, like I said, we in high school, and we weren't about the middle school game because we wanted to see you. It was a couple other cats, too, names slipping right now, but you was always the main cat that we wanted to go see play, and man, you used to do work, you know what I'm saying? So I always knew by the time, you know, high school came, you know, what it was going to be. So let me know, did you play any, did you play AU basketball or YMCA basketball?
I played YMCA basketball. I played, local YMCA. Then it went to, we were going to Salisbury.
Yeah.
We were going to Salisbury and stuff like that. But as far as AAU, I didn't play AAU. I only played with if they called me. And they're like, hey,
I got you.
And you know what I'm saying? What you doing this weekend? And stuff like that. I was like, all right, I ain't doing nothing. I'll go out there.
I got you. So, let's talk about varsity. Obviously, I know you played JV 9th grade year. Varsity, 10th grade, you ended up playing on varsity, and I read that. It's funny, so I chuckled to myself. You were on vacation. First couple of days. I said, man, only man I know going on vacation. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the school year.
It was a family vacation.
You know what I'm saying?
Middle
of the school year. He makes no season to go to vacation. I said, man, this cat going on vacation. So you missed the first 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. We come in the third game and breakout performance. I don't know if it was 18-20. I know it was something around there. But yeah, talk a little bit about what you remember about that first game.
I remember I caught hell from my teammates because, you know, I went to the mountains up in Massanutten.
Oh, okay.
And they was like, oh, Brice going snow tube. He going snow tube instead of playing the game. He going to do this. I'm like, bro, it's a family vacation. Like, it's not my fault. Like, so I was catching hell. And then I
bet you missed it. Not because you missed it the next 2 years, did you?
Man, no, I missed it every single year. I went every single year. I went every year. It wasn't a problem. I only missed 2 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I came back and we had practice that Monday, and then we played Mardella that Tuesday. And everybody was giving me hell in practice. I'm like, you lost your snow tube. I'm like, all right.
And at that time, let's let people know you played. Skinner was a senior, so you played with Skinner.
I came off the bench.
Yeah, you came off the bench.
I came off the bench.
Richard was the coach.
Yep.
Shout out to Richard.
I came off the bench and I was pissed. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers stink. Like, I lost it.
That's why you were hanging like that, yo.
I'm like, are you serious? Like, all right, bet. And I'm only in 10th grade, and I'm, some people, they don't like going up if they're underclassmen. They scared of the varsity. They're scared of the lights. But I was just pissed, man. I was just mad as hell because, all it takes is somebody to say something crazy and I'm gone. But I came back and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just snatch every rebound. I'm gonna just block every shot. I was just in the zone.
You went to work. That's what's up. And just that 10th grade year. What do you remember about y'all team as a team? Because I don't remember. Oh yeah, I do. Was that the year? No, that wasn't the year. Yeah, tell me a little bit about your 10th grade.
My 10th grade, that was the best team to not go to states.
So. Out of your 3 years,
out of my 3 years, that's the best team, and everybody on that team can vouch.
Because I got a opinion about that. Go ahead.
Everybody can vouch because it was me, Skinner, Jerron McMillan. He was another big man. Jerron.
Did he ever go on North Chester the following year?
Yeah. Okay. Terrence Coles was he was like Andre Iguodala. Mine, Mark, LT,
what's up, DJ?
Kevin. Who else was on there? Yeah, we was stacked.
I seen Montner hitting them threes too.
We was stacked, bro.
Yeah, y'all was.
We was stacked. So my 10th grade, I also remember L had failed off that year.
Yeah, half the year.
And what's
I
crazy
watched on the first half, yeah.
And what's crazy, he was still the leading scorer.
That's what's crazy.
I'm like, God damn, he.
Still,
I thought I was doing something. But I got the MVP. I got the team MVP at the end of the year. But it's just crazy that he did so much work in that little bit of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
And I know how he felt because I felt off my freshman year.
Gotcha.
And I was like, yo, this is mad embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm in the stands. Everybody like,
Yeah.
why you in the stands? What happened?
Yeah.
What happened? Like, fell off, yo. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't want them to think like, damn, Brice a dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just, it didn't sit right with me. But that 10th grade year, I thought we was really gonna go to states. Even when L fell off, I really thought that we was gonna go to states.
Everything you needed.
But
and that's a good point too, because I always tell people sometimes your best thing not always go by the record. You know what I mean? Because I always tell people like, for me, my junior year I think we had more talent, but my senior year, record wise, we were a better team.
Like
you know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to get your opinion. And Dad said he gave y'all a third.
that's a lie.
Dad said
don't you ever lie like
he gave y'all a third, yo. He said he gave y'all a third.
Daz ain't giving nobody. Yo, stop, Daz. I love you, Daz, but stop it, bro. Yost gave us 30.
Yost was killing. Yeah, that's funny. So, but you wasn't knowing. Hold on. So you refresh my memory, because I'm getting old now too. So your sophomore year, Yost was a senior, or Yost was gone, right? Yost was gone. Yost is a year behind me. So Yost was gone.
Hold on. He graduated with.
Year after me.
So he graduated.
Yeah, D. Ritz.
Yeah.
He got in 04.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the team that beat St. Mike. That's the team. That's St. Mike's team. Me and Dad was talking about that.
Yeah,
St.
hold on,
Mike's
but Dez, that was my mistake. I was thinking, because I was in the stands watching this. But Dez never gave us 30.
But Dad's talking about that team. Okay, yeah. We talking about his sophomore year.
But Dez was on varsity.
He
was on varsity, but he didn't give niggas 30.
Dez said, look it up. Yost is gone. Yeah, Yost was gone. You're right.
It was my mistake, yo. But you was on there though. Your freshman year, you was on varsity. I can't take that away from you, bro.
Yeah. And LT, don't feel bad, because see, one thing people gotta know too about Easton and St. Michael's and maybe Queen Anne's, but I'm not sure. But we were the only ones we were in school. We had to have a C average. If you look at Cambridge, North Church, they could pass with a D. Colonel, anybody else could pass a D. We the only ones had to pass with a 70. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. You made trust me. You made up weight for it.
But my sophomore year, I really think that team could have went far, because we was deep, bro. We was deep, and then we lost to Bennett the first game, and mind you, we smoked Bennett.
Y'all lost to Bennett too, playoffs.
Yep. First, listen.
That's crazy, because the last 2 years we lost to Bennett.
Listen,
that's crazy.
Say, this is a funny story. LT, we smoked Bennett the first game. This was the second game This was the second game on varsity that I was back. We went down to Bennett and we smoked them, bro. L had like 6 threes in the first quarter. We just blew them out the water. Playoff time come, we all hype. We like, we ready to smash Bennett. We ready, we go across that water.
Kind of looking over a little bit.
They smoked us, bro. They absolutely tore us up, and it was. They just kicked our ass. They just whipped our ass, because we went in there like, all right, we ain't really gonna take. Yeah, we gonna take them lightly. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a Saturday game. We played on a Saturday.
Oh yeah, I hate the Saturday game.
It was a Saturday game, so we went down there thinking we was going to bust some niggas' asses, but man, they kicked us.
Oh, as far as that game, Boo said Dad said 17 the first half, we finished with 21. A little shorter than 30, but that appreciate you, Boo Rex. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? So at least we got it in.
Dad's up there.
Yeah. So, but it's crazy, because just to talk about Bennett for a second, the year before they lost to Bennett. That was Mike and them seniors. I remember I was at that game, and then the year before that was my senior year. We lost to Bennett. So I'm tired of Bennett. And Bennett went on to win the states that year too.
That's crazy
though.
But we went we really blew them out the first time. Like, I was doing work, Skinner was doing work, L was definitely doing work.
Yeah.
L is just man. LT the best player I've seen.
Oh yeah, and that's why he coming on. And anybody know LT was gonna be here today. But we're going to get him in a couple of weeks when he come home, so he's going to be on here.
Shout out to my bro. I give Al his flowers.
I already got his stats in the phone, too. Just I got Booze, because he'll be on next week. I got Brice's, too. I had Dad's, too, and all that, too. So,
but I give L his flowers every
time I talk
to him. It was crazy what he was doing in high school.
So talk a little bit about transition to the junior year. Obviously, you know, Skinner's gone. You know, I know how I went my junior year thinking like, I'm saying like, hey, you know, I'm going in. I know they expect more of me. I'm gonna be even better than I was last year because. As sophomore, it's one thing you get your feet wet. Varsity, but junior, you really go to your junior with a lot of confidence. So talk to me about that team.
I felt like it was more pressure on me my junior year than my sophomore year because my sophomore year I wouldn't say nobody knew me, but I didn't really have any expectations.
Yeah.
Now junior year come around, you know, we got new jerseys, we feeling ourselves, and we played Cambridge the first game. I had a shitty game I had a terrible game against Cambridge. I had a terrible game.
That was crazy. It was the first game of the season that y'all played Cambridge. I said, why didn't you play Cambridge the first game of the season? They got us like that my senior. We played the second game. We wasn't ready to play them yet that early.
It was a crazy, you would thought it was playoffs, yo. And at the time, my sophomore year, the Cambridge game wasn't really that. It wasn't that packed. But our junior year, man,
packed.
And it was great. Like it got to me, but it didn't necessarily get to me as well because backpedaling to my sophomore year, we played Wild High. I hit 4 threes in a row, and I hit the 5th one to win the game. And that was
that
crazy.
The one in the corner?
I hit
that sophomore year?
I hit 4 in the corner, and then 1 up top. That was a game winner.
I was at that game. That was your sophomore. I was at that game.
That was
at that
crazy.
game. That was crazy. That was a crazy game.
The Cambridge game, it was just we went in there. We had the new uniforms. It was just a lot of distractions, I think. But my junior year was cool though.
And then team wise, I mean, because that's what Dez was joking about. Well, he might be serious. He had said, but he was saying that y'all had the team do it. But he said you didn't want to be the number 2 option. He said you want to be number 1. He said you want to be 1 option.
He said I wanted.
Yeah, that's what he said.
What?
Run it take back when Dez on here, yo. It's on. Ain't on YouTube yet, but it's on.
Dez said that I wanted to be the number 1 option.
He said you know your lane.
What? Hey yo, Dez, I'm disappointed in you, bro.
That's a Dez.
Hey yo, Dez.
Am I quoting you right now? If I'm quoting you wrong, let me know. But that's what I got from it, man.
Hey yo, Dez, get on here and lie again, yo.
He said I said that. Thank you, Dez. He said I said that. So
how did I?
He said I said that.
Yo, how did I want to be the number 1 option, Dez?
I said, not Brice, man. Stop.
First of all, I'm the ultimate team player, bro. People get mad at me because I wouldn't.
You ain't shoot enough.
Shoot enough. I'm like, look, if LT is hot, I'm gonna pass him the fucking rock. Yeah. And plus, it was Boo and Marcus's team. I didn't want to step on their toes. You know, I'm under them.
Yeah.
Like people got mad at me because I didn't assert myself.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like people get mad at me because I wouldn't dunk enough. I wouldn't shoot enough. I'm like, damn, what the fuck y'all want me to do?
You know Dad's point.
That's funny, yo. You ain't right, man.
I seen that in the first game too against Cambridge.
And you know what's funny, yo? My junior year and Dad's senior year, yo, I was upset because he didn't really play that much. And I felt like Dez could have really helped us. Yeah. I think Dez could have helped us because
that team too. Yeah.
Dez straps up.
Yeah.
He was high energy.
Yeah, he does it intangible.
He had high energy.
When you play about, he does it intangible.
He had it. Look, Dez, I'm saying this because I love you, and it's true. He had a dunk. I don't know if you know that. He dunked against Stephen Decatur, yo. Dez.
Yeah, no.
Little 2-hand joint. Tell me I'm not lying, Dez. I always talk about that shit to this day, yo.
Dez, you gotta say that. Dad said that game. He said something about you cut off the lane or something. He was mad. Y'all keep chatting. We're gonna go on, but we still talking about y'all team that your junior year. So if I'm not mistaken, now regular season, y'all played North Carolina. They beat y'all twice, and your junior year, and I always say it's hard to beat a team 3 times because it beat y'all twice in the regular season, but playoffs y'all got them. Yep. So do you remember anything about that playoff game or anything?
Vaguely, I remember. What game was it with the free throws, bro?
Oh, you know what? Was that the game? Was that when you went 7 for 8 from the foul line?
I think so.
Was that your year? And you said in the paper you had to make it J.
Yeah,
he
J
said
motion.
You said J motion, baby.
Yeah.
Your coach is funny, y'all.
Yeah.
He told him for the J motion, baby.
J motion, baby.
Yeah.
But
you went separate from the line.
That
was it. Yeah, the icing game.
Because I think Shamar Rich, he was their big man.
Yeah.
So I had to try to make it a point, like, all right, he think he can jump. I'm gonna jump higher than him. So I remember that I had like, I don't even know how many rebounds I had, but I was just constantly jumping over him. Then, they kept fouling. I went to the line, down the stretch, high pressure moments. I was just there. I just trusted myself and I just made the free throws, man.
And you talked about that in there about, and Tony Johnson did too, as far as.
Because they would make fun of me. They would make fun of me. Everybody would make fun of me because I had a certain way I would dribble the ball. They would make fun of me.
Trust me, they used to give me too.
And I'm like, all right.
They used to give me too. I used to do it to foul.
And Mont was one of them too. I was like, all right. So I did this ritual where I bounced the ball 3 times, but you put the air in the ball?
Yeah.
It has to be up.
Yeah.
Do that 3 times. Get your form right, shoot, swish.
Yep. It's all about that same routine. And Boo was just saying on here, he said he used to study, he said, because you was very yourself, you could have had like 20 dunks, because people know
I could have averaged 30.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I could have averaged 30.
Yeah.
I could have averaged 30, but we had killers on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to do that.
And you know what? And that's a good point, because I used to always say that the Boo, and I looked at, and Boo gonna be here next week, and he put up some great numbers. I seen games where him and LT had 24 and 23. Where I think his last game was senior, he had 29 against
Boo was crazy. Boo was crazy.
Had at least 5 in each quarter. Was killing. But all y'all, as a whole, Eastern players in particular, Eastern teams over the years have been always so deep that it's always a guy or two that could have averaged more. I say that all the time. That's why. Everybody couldn't score 1,000 because the team was so deep that you know what I'm saying? We're the same way. So I definitely
it's hard because
that's why surprised you say y'all junior year were the best. So you think y'all sophomore team was better than y'all junior year team?
Yes.
Okay. You would know. I just want
because my junior year.
And plus y'all had Big Skinner down there too.
I mean my junior, we had Brandon Blake. I called him Shaq.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I feel like he wasn't as like his footwork and his work, like his post work wasn't as effective as Skinner's. He was a body.
Yeah, he was a body though. Yeah.
But as far as like AOB, we need you to score like 15. We need you to get 15 and 10. He couldn't do that because it was just too much for him. And before that, he only played in his 8th grade year.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So he was real.
So it was he was super raw, yo.
Yeah.
And I would be in practice. I'd dunk on his ass in practice, bro.
Who was the other big you said y'all had? Was he still there? Big boy that went to North Dorchester. Was that the senior year he left? What's the big boy name?
Jerron.
Yeah,
Jerron left our junior year.
He left y'all junior year.
Okay, so he could have been.
Because I seen he ended up making. I think it was his senior. He ended up making. I think second team, second team, one of those.
No, he was first.
Was the first thing?
He was first with us.
Yeah. So before I get to your senior year, on a couple things real quick about your junior year. One, I'll tell you how dope it is. It's about everybody listening out there. You got your teammates out there, which is great. It's about stats and things like that, and how you can impact the game on our stats. You made the second team, and your average only about 10 and 8 or so a game, 10 and 10 a game. But it was the impact of what you did in those numbers, and that's what I liked about how it was voted, because you still made second team. You and Boo both was on there. And
the reason my numbers was low my junior year because I rolled my ankle. No, I rolled my ankle.
Oh yeah, you missed a few games. Yeah, I seen that.
I rolled my ankle. I missed like 6.
Yeah, you missed like 6
I
games.
missed
5
so
or 6
many.
games.
Oh my
God.
God.
I seen that.
We was down Saints, and I tried to dunk on bubbles. Right, it was a fast break. I jumped off 1 foot, 2 hand, bam, I missed it. So we come down, and somebody shot the ball, and I got the rebound. And I came down, and my foot like completely went flat.
See, I had that against North Dorchester. It was that high ankle sprain.
I
missed one game, but I should have missed like way more. Honestly.
I ended up going to the hospital. It was a sprain. I missed like 5-6 games, and that's why my numbers were so low my junior year. And after that, I've never been right since jumping off 1 foot. I'm 2-foot jumper now.
Hey, L, the way I see it, it's not a lot of teams that win the states, but when y'all were so good. Man, hey, talk that. LT was just saying he don't talk a lot because y'all ain't win, but man, y'all had some great teams, great.
I know it sucks. It sucks because it's like.
I mean, should I talk about ours?
Yeah, we could have did this, we could have did that, we could have did this, but I take our junior year. I mean, I take our sophomore team.
Mont says y'all junior year team. He said he was on both, but like I said, that's neither here nor there. Either way, y'all had some good team. But I
you really think that our junior year was?
He said 05, 06 was the best, not 04, 05. Yeah.
No.
So what y'all think? LT was on that team. Who was on that team? What team was better, 04, 05 or 05, 06? Give me the difference, and y'all can chime in on the comments too. What's the biggest difference playing for Richard and playing for Tony Johnson?
Richard took no shit. Richard, he put the fear in you.
Yeah.
He put fear in you. He would run us. He was just very disciplined. Not saying that Johnson isn't, but
I know what you mean.
We could get away with a little bit more with Johnson. But Johnson, I still respect him as a coach, because I respect any coach. But Richard, he was just more of a disciplinarian. He would get going, and he would just he would shoot people out, and we wouldn't laugh at practice, but after practice, we cutting up. It was funny, but Richard, he was more of a disciplinarian than Johnson.
And I can relate to that because I coached by Richard too, so he definitely was it. So let me ask you about Tony Johnson, because my senior year he was coaching JV, so and he was cool. I used to go to his class all the time after school. We hang out and talk and all that, watch film. But was he more of a X and O's guy, or was it just strategic guy? Was it young? He would just let us do what we wanted. And what's funny is James Bell, LT, if you're still on here, he can vouch. So our junior year, I think it was junior year, either junior year or senior, I can't remember. But Johnson had went away, and Bell coached us for the week. Oh, okay.
Right before we played Colonel, was it Colonel or Kent County, and he put in his press that we never played it anymore after that. We was like, yo, we need to stick to this. Like it got to the point where like L had 6 steals, Lump had 12 steals.
I seen that
it was just
it
was like the way he drew it up, and the way like our assignments were supposed to be. Like, bro, it was ridiculous, man. And it was like, yo, we need to be like that.
That's what LT said, so he put that pressure.
We need to be like that. It was crazy, man. It was nuts.
And it's funny too, because all y'all made good points on here about the teams. Y'all played on, so I'm going off of y'all. But Mott was saying y'all was 20-5 that year, and Boo was saying y'all were deeper 04, 05, but the mentality shifted, more experience 05, 06. Yeah. So I think, like you said, like you can always go off record. Like I said, my senior record, we were better record-wise, but my junior year, I say
the mentality.
So always
I understand.
I understand what Mott's saying. I understand what.
I understand
what
that. We was nice our junior year. Don't get it twisted. It was just like I think we was more deeper, and we had.
That's a boost.
We was. Oh my God! Like
so junior year, y'all played wild hard to get to the States. Am I correct? And y'all lost by like 9. They had AJ, right? AJ Spencer. Yeah, love your brother.
They had AJ and the tall dude, Miles. His last name Miles. Yeah. That game, I got that game on film, and I killed them. I killed his ass, yo. It was just AJ was just too much.
Yeah, AJ had 32 that game. It was just stuff. Yeah, he just had one of them nights. He just had one of them nights, but.
That atmosphere was nuts.
I was at that game. I was at that game too.
That atmosphere was crazy.
I was at that game too. Crazy. So as far as then going into your senior year, like you said, you had a great junior year, May 17. People know about you. Y'all lost a lot of people, but going into that preview for the next season, it said we still, they talked to Tony Johnson in the paper, and he said still got LT had the jump soles on. He was leaping. You was already catching live, and y'all had BJ. Talk a little bit about your senior year.
Let me tell y'all something. LT goes away. He comes back. He's catching alley-oops. He's windmilling. He's doing all that. I'm like, God, what the hell? Where he going? That was like a whole, like he was like a different player, yo. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? He came back. We played some Christian team across the bridge. We smoked them. That's what I called it oop. LT, man. He called this oop, man. God damn. It was beautiful.
Crazy.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, because I was reading about, I think it was Parkside. You caught a oop on a guy. I think even the Parkside coach was like, how he talking to Tony Johnson, like, how he catching that? You know what I'm saying? Was that senior year?
Yeah, that was my senior. That was playoffs. Yeah. I posted that on my Instagram story.
Oh, did you really? Oh, okay.
Bunky was in the shot.
Oh yeah.
Bunky had gotten up. He was ready to go on the damn boy. He was so happy. He was like,
yeah, those are so good. Those good. I was at a game. I don't know if I shared with you or LC or Blue, but I was at a game recently it was a boys playoff game before the season ended, and it was a white gentleman there, and we got to talking, and he was like, yeah, you know, something happened in the game. Oh, what the young kid caught a dunk, Mexican kid, I can't remember his name, caught a dunk, and he was like, man, that take me back to watching Brice and Todd Newman, LT, and Brice, and that's what he said. He said LT was before his time shooting, and he was shooting half court before. Like, look at now, the way things are, like the way the game is now.
That's what I'm saying. I posted that on my Instagram the other day too. I said LT was pulling from 40 before it was even cool. Yeah. Before even, like, I didn't know anybody else who had that green light like that.
Yeah. And you made a good point about, I think you said he went away from legal camp between junior.
I don't know where he went. I don't know where he went. Somewhere. I don't know if it was camp. I don't know if it was with somebody else. I don't know where he went somewhere.
But that's how you get better is in the summer. That's what, you know.
And he grew
in the summer
because he was kind of chunky.
Yeah.
He came back. He had shoulders.
I was like,
he had shoulders and calves. I'm like, damn, bro. What's up?
But he put in work, and like you said,
that's his senior year was, man.
From their senior year, him and John was co-player of the year, if I'm not mistaken, that year. You made first team. Yeah, I know that coach. Yeah. You made first team. If I'm not mistaken, he averaged about 19, 11, 2 blocks as well. Like, okay, go get the 2 blocks too in there. Yeah, so because it ain't easy to get 2 blocks. Like somebody think blocks is hard to get in the average, and you can have a good game with blocks, but to have it every game. So that was real impressive. As well. So
Skinner said when LT came back, I couldn't beat him no more. First time he ever beat me was like 2 weeks after he got back, beat me 11-0.
I told him, hey, that's real. That's real.
Like, he just, like, I don't know what he did. I don't know where he went.
He went out to Texas. Dad said he went out to Texas. So, okay.
Man,
cool. Yeah, he did come back. But your senior, just your mentality, your overall game, because again, you averaged about 10 more points, more rebounds, more blocks. So, just what you know about your senior year.
And I had the underclassmen looking at me, and you know, they acted like I was a god. You know, like, because back in the day it was.
You was on there,
I was on MySpace. I was on MySpace heavy, and it was like everybody was seeing my stuff. I'm like, dang. Yeah. And my dad even told me, he was like, Ryan, I don't know if you remember this, but when you was playing in the All-Star game your senior year, I never forget. Y'all went out. You was the last one out, and the players was warming up on the south. You ran by, and that man just followed you like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So, but my senior year, my mentality was like, kill everything, because I was trying to end up going somewhere.
Yeah, he went to Florida, not Texas, but yeah.
I'm about to say, I think he went to Orlando too. Orlando, Florida.
Oh, Bruce asked you about the Christmas tournament. They wasn't trying to let y'all lead the Christmas tournament.
Oh man, hey yo.
I don't want to hear about the Christmas. Hey yo. That must have been a good one.
Oh man, all right. Hold on, let me backtrack. All right. So our junior year, we had Christmas tournament in Chrisfield, and Boo went up for a layup one game, and he came down and busted his head open.
Oh yeah.
So he got blood going everywhere. It looked like the flu game. You know what I'm saying? Like L walked him off, and L was hot. L was mad as hell. So we in the championship game against Chrisfield. Okay.
Was this in Chrisfield?
In Chrisfield.
This is the joke you had on your 50 East. Okay, thanks. So this all came together. Thanks.
So
I know it's the same thing.
We in Chrisfield, playing Chrisfield in the championship game, and we're up, and I had ended up catching an alley-oop, and we was leading. So then they had ended up scoring again, and then it came down to free throws. So LT goes to the line. This is why I always say LT, he's the best, bro. So he goes to the free throw line. Some dude, I don't know who he is, bro. He's black as night. he gets up from his seat. Mind you, like man, I'm gonna get up. He get up from his joint, right? And he like this. And he tell, and mind you, I'm on the block, I'm right here. Yeah. He said, if you make these 2 free throws, I'm gonna shoot you after the game.
First of all, how's he there?
I don't know. The referee's standing right next to him.
That's that South Bayside stuff right there.
I said, yo, they different out here. So he like, if you make these 2 free throws, I'm gonna shoot you after the game. And I'm right here, I'm like, yo, L.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, please miss these
ain't
joints.
That serious?
I'm like, hey, yo, let's just get out of here. Like, don't even make these joints. I don't give a damn. L, I don't know what L hurt him. But I was like, yo, L, please don't make these joints.
He was a spooky looking dude.
Yo, he was, I'd never seen him. Like, he looked like a fucking, demon or something like that.
Good.
So, L, do his little ritual. 1 dribble, 2 dribble, 3 dribble, spin it back, dribble, catch. I'm like, oh, damn, L, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? I'm like, oh my God, he gonna kill us. He either gonna kill us during the game or after the game. So, he get it again. Dribble, 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 spin back, dribble, catch. I'm like, oh, nah. No.
What's going on?
No. So we ended up winning the game. We ended up winning the Christmas tournament, bro. We couldn't even. We had to get on the bus in our uniforms.
That's how. Hey, y'all was like, we gotta get up out of here.
We was like, all right, nah, we gone. But
that was just. I do remember you saw some of that. Good little boo.
I never forget that shit. I was so like that was the first time I ever was scared.
I heard you talking about that too.
In the game, yo.
I was like, term. Yeah, man, yeah, because I was at Chrisfield in the joke down there all the way down there.
I said ain't nothing but down there.
Ain't nothing down there but
gangster farmers.
Yeah,
like,
farmers.
I'm like, all right, but that dude got up.
Oh man,
black as hell.
Who said they're trying to happen in Cambridge too? LT said he ran to the locker room fast after that. Oh man, that's what's up. No, that year, you also had like I said, another great year. I guess Denton got y'all back because y'all, if I'm not mistaken, lost it Denton that year.
Which year?
This is your senior year. Y'all beat Denton your junior year.
Yeah.
Denton your senior year. Then they lost to Waha. So it kind of flipped how it happened.
We had ended up playing Denton, I want to say 2 weeks apart from each other. The first game we played them on L's birthday. I think it was LT's birthday. It was either the day or the day after his birthday. We beat him at home. It was packed. Then 2 weeks later, we ended up playing them in North Carolina. We ended up losing. That's when John got his 1,000 points on us.
Gotcha. So talk a little bit though about your last senior night. Your obviously senior night at home. Your last home game. Y'all played Colonel Richland. Y'all had 108 points. They had 80. You had career high 36 points. Well, I think it's career high 36 points, 11 rebounds. Man, what was you? What happened? What was different that game, bro? You said the paper said you had to go off. I forget your quote.
I had to go off with a bang.
Yeah, go off the bang.
I had to go off with a bang.
Yeah. So
I'm like, all right, because the previous times we had senior nights, it was Skinner and it was Boo and it was Marcus and all the others and stuff like that, and they would get more playing time. So I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna play a lot tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a lot tonight. So I remember I was just in a zone. Like I was dunking. I was dishing out dimes. I was just.
I think so you had like 17 in the first quarter or something.
Yeah, 17 in the first 6 minutes.
Like yeah, 6 minutes. Yeah, something like
17 in the first 6 minutes.
Now the question is, it's crazy when you get that close to 40. Did you have any missed free throws, like missed chippies, nothing like that? Okay, all right. Because that was.
I didn't miss free throws.
I
rarely miss free throws, and everybody on there can tell you I don't miss free throws.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't miss free throws, but
sometimes you had them getting so close like that to 40, like you go back in your mind. Like,
I didn't even know how much I had.
Yeah,
I was just hooping, and like I scored 17 in the first 6 minutes. And that goes to show you, like I could have done this. I could have did this every single game, but it was like I didn't want to step on any toes. I didn't want to. You know, if somebody was a hot man, I'm going to give them the ball. That's just how the player I am.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You know, it's crazy we related because your 3 years, you know, y'all won more than we won, and I couldn't jump like you could jump. But it mirrors a lot of my years. When I looked at a lot of your stuff. It's a lot, so I couldn't even get to stats and stuff like that. But that was awesome. And Boo made a good point, and I ain't going to segue to this. He said y'all gonna do a Last Dance edition of the Warriors. So I want to ask you, The Last Dance, Chicago Bulls. What do you think of it? Because I know, like you said, you obviously knew who Jordan was, and you talk about watching, but a lot of that stuff you were too young to remember, too young to see. So, like, was there anything you were surprised? Give me this. Give me your biggest surprise watching, and give me something just about Mike that stood out to you. What was like your biggest surprise? Like you watched, like, man, that happened.
It's kind of it's funny that you asked that because people always tell me like, oh, you don't remember this, you don't remember that, you don't remember this, you was too young. I'm like, no, I wasn't. Like, I have a great memory.
Yeah.
I remember everything from '92 to '98. Now, as for I watched before '92. Back, but from '92 to '98, Bulls was always on.
Yeah,
I was watching them. I was watching it live, and I knew who they played. I know what they went through. As far as like something that I didn't know, I studied this man. Like, I don't think people understand that I studied this man. I was obsessed with this man, and it's kind of like what they were. What they was telling us in the documentary. Like, I already knew, but it was just happening. I was just gonna say it was just how they presented it. Like, it was just I liked it.
Because I know probably nothing about MJ, but what about whether it was Dennis Rodman going to Vegas or?
I knew he went to Vegas because during the games in '98, they would always talk about how Dennis went to Vegas. Yeah. Did this contributed to Dennis going to Vegas for a couple of days? Blah 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 blah. Like, I knew all that already.
Yeah.
But the thing that stood out to me was I didn't know that stuff about Steve Kerr.
Oh yeah.
About his father. Getting killed and
that was
him and Mike. I mean, I knew Mike hit him in the eye and stuff like that, but
that's what his dad.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know the full story. The Warriors. He had talked about that in like an interview with the Warriors. I didn't know the full totality of it all, but yeah, I do remember that too. So yeah, that was wild. Like that whole thing was wild.
I really loved it.
It was definitely a great documentary. There's a lot of things that I would like to see differently. I would like to see more maybe the team. May talk, but at the end of the day, it was a Jordan documentary. Like we could say, and I watch Chicago Bulls.
I still watch it.
Yeah,
I still on my ESPN. I still watch it.
Yeah, so it was definitely something we needed, especially with COVID and all that going on. We needed something to take our minds off things and stuff like that. So that was cool.
But I saw Dez say something too.
Oh, Dez said something else?
Dez said that the documentary was
overrated. Dez, he did say that.
I didn't like that. I was gonna react.
Dez did say that.
I was gonna react.
Yeah, Dez said it could have been down to like a part or a couple parts or something like that.
Like,
come on, Dez, man. Come on, man. That whole thing needed to be 10 episodes, man. It was good. They could have got more out of that, really, if they had really went off a lot of stuff they could have talked about, Yeah. But
I really loved it.
Yeah, it was good though. It was good. So we getting ready to close again. Appreciate you, Real Sports Fan Podcast. Gonna hit Brice with a couple more things. We're gonna get on out of here. Appreciate everybody watching, share, comment. Go check out YouTube page, SoundCloud, all that good stuff. We're talking about maybe July 31st, July 30th, somewhere like that. They're talking about the season. It is gonna be a vote that's gonna take place Thursday as far as if they're gonna have a play-in tournament, if they're gonna do all 30 teams, 22 teams. What do you want to see? Do you think they should go right to the playoffs?
I think they should go right through. Like, just take the standings right now.
Just go right to the playoffs.
Go right to the playoffs.
Just have maybe like 2 or 3 weeks to training camp.
Well,
training camp.
Give them a couple weeks. Get their legs back under them. Get that game situation type of feel,
but you don't want to see all of them come back. I know the biggest thing now is trying to get the 70 games for the TV money, but some of the guys like Dame Lillard said, if I'm coming back, we can't make the playoffs. I don't want to play, which
that makes sense.
I understand that to a point, but it's still a job. But I understand with everything going on, if they can make it safe in Orlando, to do it. But if they do come back, tell me who was your pick before the season? Were you a Lakers
to win it?
Clippers? Did we talk before the season? We had that talk, but I don't remember. Who was your pick before the season to win it all? NBA. I don't know why. I know we talked about it though, but we had to. Me and Skinner had to be on here. Well,
was that the time that we?
I understand. Then we
made the list.
Then we made the list. Yeah.
I can't remember.
Well, that's fine. Who you think right now? If it comes back with everything up, who you got winning? Give me your East. Give me your West assuming that they're gonna still do East, West, and not best 16.
Now basing off of the last couple of games the Lakers played against the Clippers and the Bucks, I had the Lakers coming out.
They were just in that stride.
They was getting in that groove. Anthony Davis, man. LeBron was playing out of his mind. But I had the Lakers coming out the East and the Bucks coming out. I mean, the Lakers coming out the West and the Bucks coming out the East.
Got you. And the Lakers, you picked the winner though. Okay, all right.
I really felt like they was in that groove and it was in that stride. Like I just think like they would have won. Because I think Anthony Davis is.
And that was my pick. That's still my pick if they end up resuming. Now before, my only difference would be in the East. Before I had someone knocking off Milwaukee. I don't know if it was going to be Boston, Miami, someone like that in that second. Because I still think Giannis is going to need some more help when it comes to the playoffs. Because things slow down. He's got a deep team. I got to see Giannis in person right before all this happened. Play Miami and. Obviously, the way to stop Giannis, I think Miami had the piece to do it because you have to slow him down. You have to make him a jump shooter. You have to throw bodies. We had multiple bodies we could throw at him, whether it was Bam, whether it was Iggy, whether it was Jay Crowder. The list goes on. But now coming back, Giannis fresh. They already know how to play together. They might come out the East now. That's just my opinion. But I still got the Lakers winning it. A lot of people still going to Clippers. Some going to Lakers, but yeah, I agree. I agree with the Lakers as well. So obviously, when we reconvene and the season come back, I'll definitely have you back so we can really get into what we see game wise. That's one thing I love doing is breaking down the actual game.
Man.
Yeah, I like breaking down the game inside the game. So that's what we're gonna get back to. But I wanted to get your prediction on that. As far as do you think KD should come back if he's
this year?
This year? No. Okay. I agree.
I don't want him. He's special.
Yeah.
I don't want him to hurt himself or hurt himself again, and he needs to wait till next year.
Yeah, I agree. And they're talking about trying to get Brad Bill next year. The agent shut that down. Said that's not gonna happen. But we'll see. But like I was telling Port yesterday. Every team now has a big two. It's really not a big three anymore. Maybe unless you consider the Warriors when they get healthy. But all they really need is a healthy KD in the East to me. Healthy KD, healthy Kyrie with the piece they got. Because I tell you, people forget about LeVert, man. LeVert can score the ball. Dinwiddie can score the ball. You got DJ and
they got good pieces.
They got the pieces. So that's what all they need to me is KD. They don't even need Bradley Beal, but if they had him, it'd be game over. But they got to re-sign Joe Harrison all season too.
But how do you think KD and Kyrie can play together?
I think they're gonna be fine. And this is why. And shout out to POV. He was watching. I don't know if you saw here. But we talked about this. Is that I know some people are like, man, why you leave Steph Curry? Unselfish shooter, but he knew he had to leave Golden State because he's never gonna get the credit that he deserved. And KD's always said that he's always wanted to play with great point guards. Back coming up, it was Ty Lawson, DJ Augustine in Texas. Go to the NBA, you got Russ, you got Steph. Now you got Kyrie. And the Real said they're gonna play all right because they're friends. It's different when you're friends.
Yeah.
It's just like Wade and LeBron. You'll sacrifice with your boy. I mean, we were talking about you and LT. You sacrifice. This is what you do. Me and Gary, we play together. I could have scored average around 25 my senior year, but it was all about winning and wanting to compete at a higher level. So I think they'll be fine. It's going to be. I can't wait to see it because we haven't seen it. Because it's one thing Kyrie playing with LeBron, and LeBron's still the best player in the game to me. But playing with an actual scorer, first guy like KD, it's gonna be crazy. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait. Cool, man. Anything else for the people, man? Before we get out of here, we went over like than the normal, but hey, got my cuz here, man. We ain't talked in a while. It was worth. We had a lot to talk about. We're gonna get them back. Do it again, man. Appreciate everybody. Real Sports Fan Podcast. We out of here. Peace. Give me some. All right, bro. Make sure y'all share this.
Yeah, you supposed to shit I forgot about.